Hey guys, somebody asked me about wiring up motors. These are the kind of motors that are inside the white waterproof cases, but I also sell them separately. This is actually a 5 RPM one that's got a hole through the thing, if anybody wants any like this. And what you do, get yourself some heat shrink tubing, whatever will fit over both the wires essentially. Just trying to do this left-handed. Oh, no depth perception on the camera. Hang on. Oh, come on. So, first thing you must do, always remember, put the heat shrink on one of the tubes first. Put it on both of them, so you've got one on each. Then you just get your wire that's connected to your plug, whatever you get. May need to strip it back a little further than this. These particular ones that I've got are pre-tinned, so you can't bend the end bits of them. But then essentially just either, twist the bare ends together and then fold one bit back so they are in line, and then slide the heat shrink tubing over them and seal that so they're individually separated, or actually solder them together if you've got a soldering iron. You know what you're doing. So when I'm soldering things together, I basically just twist them in line so that they're twisted around each other and drip solder onto it. I have what they call a third hand device, which helps me to hold wires and solder at the same time. So they get joined like that, and then I just slide the heat shrink, as I said, up over the connection. So assume it's like that. And then you can, some people say don't shrink your heat shrink with the soldering iron because it'll melt the solder, but realistically I don't have it that hot because I've got low temp solder, so it really doesn't. So I just touch it with the soldering iron, but you can also get a lighter of some description and just with the lighter and it'll shrink on pretty happily. So that's pretty much all you need to do. These are these particular ones, if you notice the ones you get, if you buy them, CCW counterclockwise. CW clockwise, or free means it'll swing both ways and reverse on encountering resistance, but essentially it doesn't matter which way you wire these up. That's why both wires are black. So long as they're both connected securely, it will run. I do think if you put it negative to positive or positive to negative, or positive to positive and negative to negative, it will reverse the direction of it, but it may not. It may do so on the free ones, but the CCW ones will probably always go counterclockwise. So the 15 to 18 RPM ones I think are also counterclockwise, but the ones that come in the cases that are 4 to 5 RPM are actually clockwise ones, or vice versa. So you can just, as I said, just wire them up however you like. Just so long as you've got one wire to one wire and one wire to one wire. It's on these 2-point ones. If you go to Bunnings and get a 20-metre extension cable for like $10, I get that and I cut it into pieces and I buy the end plugs and just wire them on. I connect the ground here, but I chop it off there because there's nothing to connect it to, you don't need it. So it just, in the particular plugs I use for this, it helps. I'll just grab one and show you. Hang on 2 secs. So of course you can't buy black extension cables from Bunnings in the cheap section. They're all white, but they do come with blue for negative, brown for positive, and green for earth in these, which are wired through to whatever the other end. Once I cut them up though, it doesn't really matter because I wire one end to the motor and then I wire the other end into a plug. Now the only way you can buy plugs at Bunnings is these 3-pin ones. The Dita ones I found are the cheapest ones, and you do require to stick the wire in behind, the stripped wire in behind here and tighten it, although you'll have to loosen it first because it's tight to start with. And then the wire needs, following instructions in the packet obviously, the wire actually needs to come around here and back up there, and then you've got to, it'll come out here. It's an awful tricky process to put this is a slightly squishy rubber onto this firm plastic, and you know, rescue firm hand and flat tip screwdriver usually come in handy to push it in and lift it over and whatnot. So solution, but temporary solution. I am planning to get 2 metre cables that are pre-wired to one of these, so it'll be as waterproof as this end is, and probably only 2 pin in, but funds pending. Not $1,000 I don't need to spend right now, but soon, I promise, in addition to many of the other things that come through. All right, anybody wants motors, just let me know, and good luck with making whatever you're making makes work.